crazies out of the government. We need our Congress for everyone's benefit. The 1%, they just take what they like. We've got to show up and vote for our rights. So vote in November. Vote, a time to remember. Vote, don't be late. Vote, don't procrastinate. It's our country, our democracy. We can't afford mediocrity. If we do nothing, our hope floats away. Get up off of that thing when it's voting day, and vote in November. Vote, a time to remember. Vote, don't hesitate. Vote, don't procrastinate. So vote.
That's the most important thing you can do, baby. It's the only thing that's going to cure this nation from the disease that's working from within, baby, is for you to vote. So, how y'all doing? It is Thursday night. I appreciate y'all being here. Time for a Blue Dot family meeting. It's showtime, baby. Is the first one to show up. Randy Peterson. Hold on, wait a minute. Woo, pig. All right, there you go. Get that out of the way. Oddly wired, your hands are busy, but we're glad your ears are tuned in there, baby. Dahlia D is here. Dorothy Tyndall, Joy Peters, Old Bat Two Cats is here. Kathy Bradshaw's here. Stephanie Dean, which means Jay Clayton is hanging around right there, lurching around there somewhere, I think. Probably so. Anyway, Karen Van Wyck is here. Kelly Mercer's here. Charles Stokel, Tanya Broden, and Dave Kurtner's here. Linda Dabrowski. John Diddybag is here, buddy. We appreciate you always being here. We want everybody in the family to be here. What a day, what a day, what a day. Been kind of busy today. Had to do things around the house a little bit. Trying to still trying to absorb the events of the last few days in our nation. We saw more riots last night. Uh, just a little while ago, I was waiting for the FBI to come out and make their statements, and everybody up there in Minnesota see what they're going to do about this. And of course, we heard that it's all under investigation. We're going to investigate it. We're going to investigate it. And we're going to do it real good. I hope you do. I hope you do, because as I was saying earlier, that well, I thought I saw you shaking your head or something.
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
I'm trying to look past, like, again, you
Okay.
got my monitor, trying to look past and get everything set up for the
Your
show.
monitor.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if it's connected to this machine, yeah, it's mine. All yours is right there. You got one right there, and you got one right there.
Got three.
No, you got two.
I got
That
two.
one's mine.
Yeah,
You
well,
just happen
it's
to
over
use
here
it.
by me.
You
So
just
I
use
consider
it.
Hey, possession's 9/10 of the law here, buddy.
Uh-huh.
It's on my desk.
That's
Anyway, yeah, going to be an investigation. I was talking to Mama there a little while ago, and it's like, if that video was of any two civilians, fight in the park between two guys, and there was a videotape of that incident, I guarantee you the guy with his knee on the other man's neck, I guarantee you, I promise you, he would be in jail right now. He would be facing charges right now. But because he's a cop, he's afforded certain rights, liberties that we don't possess, I guess. There's a sentiment in this nation that needs to be healed. There's a feeling that needs to be addressed. There's a disease in our White House. I agree with that when I heard that statement earlier. It's a virus in our White House. And it's slowly eating away at this country in so many different respects. You understand that Donnie just went up to Minnesota not long ago. And while he was there, he met with a group of guys called Cops for Trump. Cops for Trump, baby. I don't know if this guy was one of them people. I don't know. Waiting to find out, though. But I remember Donnie when he was telling the police, don't be so nice. Be a little rougher, rough them up a little bit. That sticks out in my head so much now. Because along with everything else this man has done, that's the kind of hate that he wants to stimulate. He wants to influence that hate. He wants it to rise up in his defense. And he's carrying it to everything. Race relations, even down to the wearing of a mask, which he now ridicules. I wear my mask everywhere I go. As a matter of fact, Travis, in his wisdom, went out to the truck and got all the masks out for Mama to wash. And I jumped in my truck today to go to town, get halfway to town, no mask. I turned around and came back. To get my mask.
And trust me, I'm proud of you for that.
Well, thank you. It was a little hot in that truck coming back.
I can imagine so.
Anyway, I came back to get it because I feel it's not only important for my health, it's important that I show that respect to other people in my community. And granted, most of it probably falls on deaf ears, but I don't care. I can't let somebody else's decisions determine what I'm going to do. If you walk this way and all that, talk this way, you got to walk that walk. Yeah, I wear my mask everywhere I go. Sanitize my hands. I try to socially distance. Trying to do all the things that our experts and medical experts and everything tell us to do, contrary to what Donnie is trying to get you to do, which is just to hell with it. Run right out there and die for your country like Dan Patrick says you ought to do. That's my lieutenant governor here in Texas. Anyway, we are addressing so many issues in this country right now that are flaring up. Not only this pandemic, but this hateful disease that's running across this country called racism. And we have to deal with it all as a society together. And we can only do that together. We can only do it individually together. If that makes any sense to you. It does to me. Anyway, it's Thursday. Budman, how you doing?
Doing great, John. How yourself?
I'm doing pretty fair. Doing pretty fair. I got
That's
some
good.
work. Got some work done around the house today. My son Tyler.
I can't say that.
Well, we had to get something done around here. The grass was getting tall, and I'm still working on the riding lawnmower, but we got the push mower brand new, and so my son went out there and found our old lemon tree, which is still alive and was buried in tall grass. Ah, look at there, lemon tree still made it, and had a lemon on it. So, yeah, we're behind on a lot of things we should be doing around here, but boy,
Everybody is behind.
yes, everybody is. Kind of a funk, you know. It's yeah, you got all this time on your hands and shit. Are you kidding me? The list of shit I got to do, it never ends.
Oh yeah.
But I'm glad you're here.
You always end up. You have to go somewhere to get something, and you don't want to go anymore.
I don't want to go anymore. I really don't.
That's right.
You know, I spent 2 days not going anywhere, and when my phone had a little chime on it, a little message from Bear, my mailman, telling me no mail, I went, huh, cool. It means I have no reason to go to town. Later on, there became a reason, and I had to run in for a few things, but I did that at the closest Dollar General, and there were very few people there, so I got in, got out. But trying to, you know, I'm happy with staying at home. I got plenty of stuff to do here. But anyway, Dennis, I'm glad you're here, buddy.
To do too.
What's that? What's that, Dennis?
I said I got plenty to do too, but I just ain't getting it done.
Yeah. Procrastination. I'm great at that shit.
Well, that
Anyway,
the way things are going in the world, sometimes you just don't have the ambition to get out there and do it. You just,
yeah.
you're just too damn aggravated.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing it nowadays just to try to escape the news. You know, just trying to get it out of my head for a little bit, because you can't stay in that constant state of pissed offness. You have to do something else to get it out of your system. So, yard work. You know, I'm good at that. Mindless chores that don't require any forethought. Just go do it. And so it's good for me right now. Anyway, TW, how you doing?
Oh, we're doing. I was just talking. I said, I don't know how you do it every day.
I don't either. I don't know either.
I watched like 2 things the other night with his ass on there, and I couldn't stand it.
Oh man. Well, I've been incorporating Joe's picture with the horse's ass up there.
Well, I get
that really
tired
works.
of everything's beautiful, everything's terrific, everything's wonderful. No,
Well,
everything sucks.
Yeah.
Everything's bad. Everything's difficult.
Seems to have been
You
a
ain't doing
trend
damn
for the
thing.
last 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just looking back over all the bullshit we've had to go through, it seems that way for the last 3 years. And that is sad.
We got more to go through.
Yes. We still have about 6 more months to go of this bullshit.
Like I was talking in the blue room,
Yeah.
it's like he's doing everything just to save his ass. That's basically what he's trying
Well,
to do.
that's what
Now
this
he's
whole-
trying- Now he's pissed off about Twitter. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Go figure. The
Yeah,
Twitter,
let's see how
the
that
Twitter
goes.
queen of America is pissed off at Twitter. Ain't it sad? Anyway, SC, how are things up in Tallahassee?
They're going.
Good.
It's, you know, I'm sitting here listening to everybody. I was listening to everybody in the blue room. Yeah, I'm in that same funk that everybody else is. You know, and it's just so much shit. So much shit. I'm kind of like in my own private nation these days. I'm just living in my own private nation. You know, I'm
Sometimes
fed up.
it's
I'm
best
fed-
to
I'm-
retract to that place.
I'm fed up. I am fed up. I am literally, and just like TW saying, I can't stand to hear that man. You know, it took him one day. It took him one day to react to Twitter, but it took him 3 months to get people the shit they need. like PPEs and other things, but he could do that shit with Twitter in one day. And with all that shit, that motherfucker can go fuck himself.
Exactly.
If he's gonna be monitoring people, then I'm gonna tell him right now, you can monitor me all the fuck you want to.
People ask me all the time, John, how can you be so disrespectful to the presidency? I'll start respecting the presidency again the day he does. He doesn't respect it, so I don't respect him at all. He's a lying, stinking sack of shit, a coward who is willing to burn this country down to the ground, baby, destroy everything in his name, for his glory. That's what we're dealing with here.
Pocketbook.
Yes, for his money, for his money grubbing. I got on my little Twitter feed today, and I sent out a few tweets to him today because he pissed me off again, and I called him a piece of shit. You're a disgusting asshole. Get out of our house, please. It's I could pull up my Twitter feed.
Please.
Yeah. Oh, he complained.
He blocked my ass and
don't.
He blocked my ass in
this
2015, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a mistake that we have to correct. Mitch Goldstein, are you here?
Yes, I am.
Well, more
How are you,
important.
John Bredebo?
I'm doing fine. More importantly, is Julie there?
She's upstairs.
Ah, so we got you, huh?
Yep. What's wrong with me?
Not a damn thing,
I'm
my
not good
friend. I
looking
love
enough? Is that it?
I think Julie's prettier. I'm just an honest man.
It's really hard to argue that.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Well, maybe Mitch can dress up for you, John. I don't.
That's okay.
Oh,
That's
man.
okay.
You're going to a dark, dank place right
dark
now.
place, right?
I don't know.
I mean, does this make you
Oh,
feel
the
better about
variety of
Donald
this
Trump
show.
to make me wear a dress?
No, Mitch. Just cosplay as Saitama, and that'll be it.
Mitch, I just.
I'm telling you,
Oh,
just,
man.
just cosplay as
Tough crowd.
Saitama.
Tough crowd.
Yeah,
We
for
are
real.
indeed, Mitch. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, one megalomaniac running the country, and everybody's losing their fucking mind.
Just one. Just one. And look, it seems like we could handle this shit.
Here's what I say we should all do. Would you mind, John, if we do a little thought exercise?
Sure. Let's think about it. Let's think about it.
One day, we're all going to wake up in the morning. We're going to take the sleep out of our eyes. We're going to yawn and stretch. We're going to get up and go to the bathroom and pee. We're going to look at our phone.
Yep.
And we're going to see President Trump dead at 70-something. Man, that's going to be a fucking awesome day.
That will be. That will be a memorable day. It will be a fine day. It would mean the Wicked Witch is dead.
His fat, bloated ass out of the White House.
Hey,
and I hope he dies in some. I don't want him to die in his sleep like no man or nothing. I want him to die doing some pussy shit. Like he bent down to pick up a fucking hamburger.
like he bent over and get some chicken or just ate a piece of
He
chicken.
bent up to pick up some KFC. And his fucking aorta busted open.
That is no different sentiment than the Republicans said when they wished that Obama's days were numbered. It's the same sentiment on this side, baby. We hope his days are numbered. However you want to interpret that shit.
Well, their number.
I don't
it's just
care
a matter of what the number is.
In my book, I'm like you. I wouldn't give us two shits if he dropped dead tomorrow. I think it would probably be a blessing for the country, if nothing else. But at least
I'd be happier than shit.
It would
and I
get the
can tell you,
lying, stinking thief out of the house.
There will be dancing in the streets when that man dies.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I'll be out there, and I can't even dance.
I'm up for a little ditty. I'm up for a little ditty. And now think about that comment. That's what we are. That would please us. And the right would go, look at that. That's just what. Yeah. At this point, why not? He's killed thousands, tens of thousands of Americans with his indifference, with his give a shit attitude, with his primary
responsibility.
No, I don't take any responsibility. Would you do anything different? No, we did everything perfect. Fuck you. No, you didn't. You're a dick, and you continue to do dick things. Yeah. Let me catch up here. Keith, are you with us, buddy? Keith Thompson, buddy, are you with us? He's got his mic muted.
Everything muted.
Yeah. I want to talk to Keith. Keith, is in Minneapolis.
That's right. Yeah.
That's where he lives. I told him the other day I would be thinking of him every day during this time.
A little wild up there last night, didn't it?
Yeah, it
Hey,
did.
Los Angeles, it's going.
And it's going to happen again today. It's
Yeah,
going to
it's
happen
not
again
over.
tonight.
They even had a thing here. They had a protest here today about that.
Thomas
Yeah,
Morgan.
New
One
York.
in L.A. Last night too.
I got an email from Thomas Morgan, our artist, our Picasso of the Resistance, I call him. I posted some of his work today on my Facebook page. He sent a message saying he's on his way to L.A. for the protest, and he expects to see fireworks there. You know, people are angry across this nation, as well they should be.
They blocked the freeway yesterday evening.
And they'll continue. I was really disappointed in the press conference today by the FBI. They basically just said, well, we're looking into it. Anyway, let me catch up here for a minute. I got a few things I got to do. Karen Van Wyck just donated $3 through Super Chat and said, for John's magnifying glass fund, fuck Trump. So saith Karen Van Wyck. And John Diddybag donated $10 through Super Chat and said, more masks for John and crew. It's getting better, little by little. Vision is so saith John Diddybag. 087 male Dave H donated $5 through Super Chat and said, keep up the great work, John and Travis.
Thank you very much.
087 male, we appreciate Dave. We appreciate
They
that
pop into
tremendously.
Discord every now and then.
Does he?
Yeah.
Outstanding. Come on in. We appreciate it. What was that? I don't know what that was. Leo A donated $5 through Super Chat and said, okay, gotta move this a little closer. Gotta zoom in here. Egg off mad Twitter. I'm not seeing
You
it.
just need me to do it.
Hey, Golf Twitters is mad that Twitter won't let him lie with impunity. I'm sorry.
Adolf Twitler
is
mad that Twitter won't
Twitter
let him lie
won't let
with
him lie
impunity.
with
Meanwhile, 100,000 and counting. So saith Leo A.
Thank you, Leo A. We
Leo,
appreciate it.
087 male, John Diddybag, and Karen Van Wyck. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
It's greatly
We appreciate
appreciated.
it. We're going to try to get everything back on the damn schedule here with our...
Oh, and really quick, and since I got it over here, Mitch Goldstein just donated $2 through Super Chat and said...
Go ahead. You can make fun of me. Go ahead.
No.
ahead.
It's literally what it says.
It says,
Oh,
you
wait.
made it go away. Wait a minute now.
There you go. That's literally what it
It
says.
says, fuck Trump. What's the matter with you? You can't read? I can read that.
No, I just wanted to make sure that I got it
Yeah.
out right the
well,
first
it's
time.
written in some other language, but I understand the meaning.
Oh, Lord.
You have to be able to interpret foreign.
Hey, John, I have a question.
Sure.
Yeah,
I have an
did
answer.
you
Maybe.
go get your eyes checked out yesterday?
Did I? No, I did not. It seems to be. I don't want to go in there and say, rah, 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 but I'm fixing to. What I thought about doing is, I'm going to go ahead and take the last show we did, the last live show, because several times I'm over there staring at the computer trying to get, and Travis had to read for me, and take it in there and go, well, this is what I'm dealing with, Doc. I can't see the freaking screen. But
Either that or we're going to just have to duct tape the screen to your face.
Yeah. Get Travis's VR
You know we love you, John.
headset
Give-
up here. So I
you
can
give him
just
the big
sit here with a
magnifying
headset
glasses.
on.
You know, if you did that though, you don't understand what it's like to work in VR, because the moment you work in VR, every little thing you have over there, you can put it anywhere you want in 3D
you can
space.
just reach out and touch it or move it or
Bring it in close,
just like
make
in
it
that
big.
what's that movie?
I think that Minority Report.
Yeah, Minority. It's just
Yeah.
flicking things around. Except he
Yeah.
wasn't wearing no big bulky headgear. Anyway, John I. Fly donated $10 through Super Chat and said, I see Trump rubbed off on his
Minions.
in the Pennsylvania House of Representatives and turns out a Republican that was
Positive
positive with COVID-19 exposed fellow Democrats, and he knew it and never let
it on.
out.
Let it on. Never let on. Rotten. Fuck Trump. There you go.
Let me fucking. So saith John Fly, and yes, I did. I saw that. I shared that video of the is a state representative up in Pennsylvania. Miss his name right now. He went on a tirade as well. He should. A Republican lawmaker in Pennsylvania knew he was positive. And continued to enter the state chamber, exposing everybody knowingly for several days, I understand. Now they're all in quarantine. They were trying to hide it from the Democrats. This is political. This reaches beyond being a pull for dick. This I do not have his name. I could pull it up. Find out who.
Brian Sims, I think. Is it Brian Sims?
I believe you're right.
I believe you're right. The guy that the statesman in Pennsylvania that made the video recently had donated a kidney and did not make it public, didn't make a big deal out of it. He wasn't doing it because, oh, he's a great guy and look, I can get some political movement out of this. He did it out of kindness of a heart to save another life. But in that process makes him very very successful to this COVID-19 because the immune system is deplenished.
Right.
So we have a Republican consciously, on purpose, holding back that information and going into that chamber every day and running his flapping, stinking mouth and did not inform any of the Democrats. This is, in my book, a crime.
Yep, it should be like
attempted
the way
murder.
they did. Well, it should be just like the one where if they didn't say that they had HIV and they, it should be just like that. They're basically killing a person.
It is, when you look at that shit, when you look at my own state with my own governor and my own lieutenant governor who thinks you ought to die for your country anyway, for the economy, not your country, for the economy, go out and die, Grandpa, because we could do better without your ass. That's Dan Patrick. That's my lieutenant governor. But these stinking, lowlife Republicans who continue to demonstrate that they do not give a shit about their constituents, they are doing everything they can to either kill them off, like Kemp down in Georgia. Well, I just found out yesterday you could catch this. Ah, really? You dumbass? No, he's not a dumbass. He didn't give a shit. Ron DeSantis down in Florida does not give a shit. I'm sorry.
Got their head up their ass mentality.
Well, they don't care.
This is Keith Thompson checking in. Hello, John.
How you doing, buddy? How's everything? Well, I don't have to ask, how's everything in Minneapolis? I saw it on the news last night.
Yeah, it's bad. The local gossip is there was a small group of people who were running around bashing open windows, and people just followed, setting fires from within buildings.
Right.
People were protesting the murder of this man.
Yes.
But it seems like other people were just coming in to just rob, steal, and cause chaos.
And I hate seeing that.
When somebody comes in who is an instigator of violence and wants to burn a building or loot someplace, it takes very little when you have a situation like this, when emotions are so high. It doesn't take much to push somebody into that. They're mad. They're upset. No, they should not burn and loot places. Not at all. And peaceful protest is the only way to go.
Here's the thing, though, and I'm not trying to condone burning places down and all this other shit. It's definitely not my take here. But I cannot ever put myself in their shoes to feel such. I mean, I can in the sense of, as a white man, I can never put myself in the shoes of someone who is black and has to fear these things and has consistently had to fear these things for a long period of time. But in the general sense of this kind of retaliation, the burnings, the breaking windows and destroying property and all that, I can see where they're coming from, because look, when you think about it, we're supposed to believe that the system works and that protests can amount to some sort of outcome.
Yeah, but what you're saying, you're saying that they were black that done that. It doesn't state that anywhere.
Well, no, it's not that they're black. What I'm getting at is people's outrage, because this could have happened. Like, what I'm trying to get at is the fact that there are things being burned down, things are being destroyed. People are outraged and they don't trust the system. So what do? You force people to pay attention. And guess what? With what happened in Minneapolis,
they're getting attention.
They're getting attention. Things are burning down. It's not good, but it's forcing them to have to work faster. You know, so it's.
We went to Rodney King out here, and it's gonna be a mess.
Yeah.
So, well, as a person of color here in Minnesota, and understanding people in tent cities, I, as a person of color, now feel that I have to wear my sidearm. And all of this stuff is happening, not just color.
Right.
It is the environment that the people are living in their tent cities.
That's a sad statement.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you have to live in that environment, Keith. But I know what kind of man you are, so, you know.
We are not well in this country.
No, we're not.
Not well.
No, we're not.
We are not.
No.
And to heal this nation, it's going to take all of us.
Leadership, and we don't have it.
That's it. We do not have it. It's going to take all of us to fix this.
And see, this is kind of because I've watched everything going on the last couple of days, but I've also been watching the Grant documentary on History Channel, and last night the third part of it really hit home with everything that it's like you start to see some progress and then it goes away, and like we've talked about before, this has never went away. Mitch, you said it the other night. We just see it now because everybody has a damn camera.
Right.
It's been going on for years. And the stuff that Grant did after he got the war was over with. Lincoln freed slaves, but Grant also fought his ass off to make sure that kept going. And just it's a great documentary, and it was well worth watching. It was a nice break from everything.
Quit cleaning your face on the
fucking going on. I highly recommend it when y'all get a chance to watch it. Everything that History Channel does with their documentaries are always good.
Always.
And this was a good one. That's why I was here Tuesday night, but then when that come on, I went ahead and left the room and watched that. So it's been
a long road. And that's, I was listening to somebody today commenting about, and I think it was one of the officials there in Minneapolis, talking about the 400-year history of this kind of treatment in this country, whereas we are seeing it in real time, or not real time, but in our YouTube and our social media. This case, the Aubrey case out in Georgia. There's been too many just recently, and in our recent history, but this goes all the way back. So it is something that we either address in this country, or it gets worse. And again, I fall back on it's a generational thing. It's what we teach our kids. It's how you treat others in society. It's all of that, and right now, a certain part of our population has abandoned that in favor of the "fuck you, I'm all for myself, and I don't give a shit about you" attitude, which I see coming from the right.
And in a lot of ways, what is happening to us is the old school option of plantation owners.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They will rule, we serve. Whether you're black or white, they own us, and they will pit us against each other.
Yeah, and they ain't got to worry about it because they'll be up in their nice
need a
little
workforce.
house, with all the security they need. They won't have to worry about it. They can just sit in there and watch us all destroy ourselves, and they're raking in the money. They don't give a goddamn.
No.
They don't give a god. They're just assume watch us kill each other, and be happy.
Now it will rise again.
And it seems like some are promoting that idea. And let me do this real quick because I'm happy about this one. Ardessa ID donated $5 through Super Chat and just tickles my day. Yay, I tested negative today for coronavirus. Hey, so saith Ardessa, we're happy.
LD,
I'm sorry.
I was pretty sure it was LD, but I wanted to make sure.
It's close. What are you doing? There you go again.
It's time for my dinner. I'll be listening in, but I'll catch up with you guys.
Mitch, thank you for coming by.
Right.
Tell Julie we send our love and all that kind of stuff. Enjoy your dinner, dude. All right.
It's like I was talking about with Grant. Grant, he had all these things planned to do to try to work and get things back right. But what got in the way of that? One of the things that got in the way of that, he had to stop it so he could fight the Ku Klux Klan. He had all these things, but he had to. And see, that's the thing. He's like, fuck it. I'm not gonna let these guys. I'm not gonna let them just run amok. And so he did. He sent the army out there to arrest these motherfuckers, kill them, whatever he had to do. And it fucked up a lot of shit that he was working on. I mean, it's just. Oh, God.
And yet it hangs on to this day.
Yeah.
It hangs on to this day because it is taught. It's everything we learn in life is taught to us. You're not born with hatred in your heart. That's taught to you, baby. Somebody told you something.
Oh yeah.
And it's.
But I also think there's something else you got to be careful with, or not be careful with, but rather acknowledge is like, you can be raised right. You can have all the good teachings given to you at a young age. We're all born without hate. The problem is when you become an adult. When you become an adult, and when you get old enough, you can start making your own decisions. You start forming your own opinions. And at that point, whether you're brought up right or wrong, there's a turning point where you can make the right decision. And just look at how society acts as decent people. And a lot of these pricks, like I was just thinking about fuck. That's the sad part is there's so many of these events that just Charlottesville. You're telling me that a peaceful protest, like no one. It's so hard to. It's
themselves good people.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. It's just like, and what I'm afraid of is because it's so out in the open, right? It's so out in the open, like, oh, this is apparently okay now. We've spent all these years trying to address that this shit is fucked up and not okay. And now, out of nowhere, this guy comes in, and everybody thinks they have this privilege of being a total dick on display. And so now it's not just the teachings of a president or of your parents.
It's your peers, who you choose to hang with, who you listen to. And too many people listen to this dickwad who everything short of just calling himself I'm a nationalist. Well, he's also white, so go figure. He's a white nationalist is what he is.
Yeah.
In my book, he's a Klan member. He's the Grand Poobah. They love him. He may deny it, but it's, what is that, what's his name said down there? I'm not saying you're a racist, but the racists think you're racist.
Yeah.
That's Donnie.
Yeah.
That's Donnie.
Yeah, Gillum.
Yeah.
And they want
Andrew
to
Gillum.
kill all Democrats and anybody who thinks liberal.
Did you see that shit today?
Yeah.
When he retweeted this guy in New Mexico who was at a rally. This is how sick this president is in some of the Republicans. This dickwad, I don't have his name either, so I didn't do my homework today. In New Mexico,
what would he do?
gave a rally, and he started out by saying the only good Democrat is a dead Democrat. And then he went on to stumble, politically speaking. No, that's not what you said. You started out with your shit like that, and then the president of the United States retweeted his ass. So what is that?
Yeah, and Twitter stepped up to do something about it. But you see how this little fucking Zuckerberg, Mark Zuckerberg.
Yes.
I'm telling you, I'm about to hard, but
yeah.
I'm really fixing to get rid of fucking Facebook. I can't. I tried to stay off of it today. It's bad. When you're not working, because I'm back to work, but I'm not working every other day. I'm working like 3 days a week. I'm here at the house. I get bored. I want to pick up the phone and look at shit. You know. But today I'm like, okay, I can, because after yesterday, I didn't want to see no more videos. I've seen all I need to see. And it's just gonna make me mad. It's just gonna make me mad to see this shit. And this is what one of the things I seen on Facebook yesterday was they're showing the picture of this cop with his knee on the man's neck, choking him out, and then you got the picture of Colin Kaepernick kneeling. And they're like, this is why he kneels. And I'm thinking, this cop, was this motherfucker doing that shit just to make a mockery out of like the whole kneeling thing? Because he didn't want to. He is a Trump supporter. Yes, that was his ass in the crowd behind Trump at that rally. And I just I cannot help to think that this is all this man was doing, was making a mockery. Because from what I understand, in Minnesota, in their police department, they got a policy where they're not supposed to do that. He should never had his knee on that guy's neck to begin with.
No, that is not taught anywhere. And
that officer, Devin, was a police officer who supported Trump, would not wear or could not wear his uniform to be at the event, but he supported Trump.
That's what they were looking into.
And apparently he's had a whole bunch of complaints on his ass.
18. He's had 18 complaints.
He's probably wanting the president to bail his ass out.
2 of them he was disciplined for. He's had 18 complaints against him in the department.
Then he needs to be thrown out of the department.
Oh, he's thrown out already.
Isn't it sad?
I knew that.
That's already happened.
With what TW just said, he's probably banking on Trump giving him a way out, a pardon. And what's sad is if this was any other time in history, I would have probably thought, that's kind of a stretch, don't you think? Surely there wouldn't be a snowball's chance in hell the president would ever look at something like this and go, oh yeah, I'd give you a pass. Now that's something we have to worry about, isn't it?
He spoke today about it, and he said it was terrible, but when they asked him, do they think the man ought to be arrested? Well, they need to look at that and blah, blah, blah.
They need to look at that.
We need to kiss my ass. The simple question is,
they don't need to look at
it's 7 minutes that man had his knee there. What more? I don't like the governor there said, I don't give a shit. I really don't care what preceded that moment. I really don't. And from what I've seen already, there wasn't much. They got him out of the car. There was no fight. They put him up against a wall. They handcuffed him. No fight. They went to move him. He's off camera for a few minutes. I haven't seen what happened in there. Next thing you know, he's on the ground with a knee in his neck. And starting at that moment, that officer was committing murder.
What pisses a lot of people off is a simple phrase. I can't breathe.
Yeah. And those words, originally up in New York, I think it was. What's his name? Damn it.
You mean the guy that was doing the cigarettes?
Yes, the guy selling the cigarettes.
You don't right.
Yeah, forgive me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I can't remember.
He is remembered
right now,
for I can't breathe. I can't. Yep. You would think that once that officer would have heard those words, which were nationally known, in the news every day, marches, I can't breathe, would have triggered something.
That should have been the trigger to that officer to say, stop, enough.
In any civil court, I believe, as has been proven many times, it should be premeditated murder. Because the argument has already been proven. How long does premeditation take? Minutes. Seconds. You thought it. You had time to react in your mind. Don't be coming up with this, I was in the moment. Fuck you. 7 minutes. You had plenty of time to think in your head. What are you doing? What are you doing? But he didn't stop. I'd say premeditated.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe, baby. We can't hear that again. We can't tolerate this again. And that's why this nation erupts. That's how come we have protests in the street. That's why. And remember, just as was brought up a minute ago, Colin Kaepernick tried to do this the peaceful way, and he was demonized by the president of this country, called a son of a bitch by the man in our house.
Eric Garner. That's his name.
Eric Garner. Thank you. Thank you. The man. I cannot breathe.
Right.
I cannot breathe. When an officer hears that, to protect and serve, at this point, you're not protecting anybody, and you're not serving anybody. You're just being a typical thug murderer.
And I'm sorry, when you got 4 cops and 1 man that's in handcuffs, if you guys can't handle that situation better, then you shouldn't have been cops.
That's right. Sorry, you shouldn't be there in the first place.
That's it.
Anyway,
be there and you retire.
If I get a chance to put handcuffs on someone just by myself, I'm already feeling a little bit better. Well, it might be just me and him, but hell, he's in handcuffs. Shit.
Yeah.
At that point, what threat is he to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like in South Carolina where the guy was running away from the cop and the cop shot him in the back.
Yes.
What kind of a fucking threat was he to you?
None.
He wasn't a threat. When someone's running from you, you shouldn't be scared of them. They're scared of you. They're running from you.
They're running from the gun.
This is something that's really not totally unique, but somewhat unique in the world. Is how many people are shot and killed in this country. And every time I say that, I think of this film clip I saw in the United Kingdom, where a guy with a machete, man, he's out on the street, he's gone nuts. And I saw a whole group of police officers with shields walk slowly towards him until they had him surrounded, and then they reached through the shields and took the machete from him. In the United States, he would have been shot dead before anybody would have got close to his ass. Because that's what our training is here. Shoot first, kill first, make sure they're dead first.
Well, no, I might have to disagree with you on there. And this is the most unfortunate fucking fact with that statement. Depends on what color their skin is.
Yeah. In this situation and in too many situations.
Yep.
It depends.
John,
because we've seen that.
There is a clip out there on YouTube of a white guy reaching to his firearm on his right side, and he is pointing at a police officer and another witness to the police officer's left side. Now, this perpetrator is pulling out his weapon to a police officer. The police officer is saying, wait, wait, wait. If that had been a black man,
there would have been no way.
That dude would have been dead so fast.
And we see that, if you don't believe this yet, we've seen it recently with armed white men with AR-15s and bandanas around their face enter a state house and have police not even bat a fucking eye. It's their constitutional right. They come in. If that would have been a group of black men with AR-15s and masks on their face coming into there would have been shots fired. It is a matter of color. And we see it all the time with these demonstrations. These assholes come out with their AR-15. That's white privilege, baby. Right there is white privilege. You have the privilege of doing that. If you are black in this country and show up with an AR-15, guess what? You got troubles, baby.
I seen in the
you
Minnesota
just gave the
protest,
officer reason to shoot, reason to fear for his life.
I mean, I remember years ago watching a movie. It was about some kid in Texas. Now, granted, the kid was into trouble a little bit, but he had stole van. It was about a true story. He'd stole the van, and then come to find out that the cops planted a bunch of junk on him and set him up and shot him. You know, it's been going on too long. Yes. And that was back in the 70s.
Yeah, you know, TW, I think I know the movie you're talking about, but I can't think of the name of it. It's been years and years since probably the 80s.
A long time ago. Yeah, it was like in the 80s. I remember the kid they found out that the cops were liable. Those cops are all in death row right now. But I remember a long time ago seeing that. And it's like it's just going on too long. This crap is going on way too long.
You think we would have learned after Rodney King? You think we would have learned at that point when video came, but we haven't. Let me catch up here a bit. I got a list here. Y'all being very kind. Gary Spring donated 2 beaver bucks through Super Chat. Gary Spring, we appreciate it all the time whenever we get beaver bucks, buddy. That's Canadian dollars. We really love our Canadian neighbors as we do our family around the world. We appreciate
our Canadian neighbors putting up with our shit.
Yeah. They've still got the border closed, baby. They ain't stupid.
Can Minnesota succeed to Canada? Can Minnesota?
Yeah,
really? Can I migrate? I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about going to, wait a minute.
What are you reaching for?
An address. I'm thinking about moving to Dome Creek, British Columbia. That's where they get the orange peanuts out of.
Oh, yeah, we're going.
The orange peanuts. I'm thinking about I might have to migrate to where they have orange peanuts.
Gary
anyway,
Spring, here we come.
Maria Betancourt just donated $10 through Super Chat and said, cops started shooting rubber bullets at the calm protesters. The cops, you got your arrow anyway. The cops started it. Cops don't shoot rubber bullets at the armed white nationalist militia. That's true, Maria Betancourt. That's what we're talking about. Guys with AR-15 can show up. The cops will protect them. Oh, it's their right. Don't be getting in their way there. John Ifly donated $5 through Super Chat and said we need to keep sane in this day and age because the piece of shit in the White House isn't fuck Trump. I know the code there at the end. He's not really saying it. I'm saying it because I know his code there. I know what that means. Anyway, Maria Betancourt again donated $5 through Super Chat and said, how can the country, the county attorney say that there is no criminal activity? Knee to the neck is not is not police procedure. So, and she's in all caps. Maria Betancourt, thank you very much, baby, and thank you for typing all caps. I can see that better. But yeah, I really don't understand the same scenario in any other situation. The man would already be in jail. And he would have $1 million, $2 million bond, some shit like that, because the evidence is overwhelming.
Yeah.
And I really don't give a shit to hear anything about, well, you know what happened right before that. I don't give a fuck. 7 minutes. I don't give a fuck what he did. He didn't do anything bad enough to die.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
you
not
know,
like
he
you
might have
spent
falsified a
$150
check
million
or
of their
something.
money on
It's not to take out force on a person.
From what I understand, it was over a counterfeit $20 bill.
Well, even that, yeah.
Even there, first thing you have to ascertain is that the guy that just gave the $20 bill, was he aware was it a fake, or did somebody hand it off to him? You know, there's no investigation here.
You never know.
You know, it's well, I guess he's identified, so get out of the car.
You can get him from the bank.
Yeah.
He was asking, why are you pulling me over?
Yes. He was in a parked car sitting there doing nothing when they came to get him out. You know, I just, you know, this cop, you know, in his own power.
To be fair, a cop, okay, if they feel that their life, okay, say somebody pulls a gun on them, okay, I could understand them being a little aggravated and, you know, something.
No, I can't accept that.
There wasn't even a gun involved. But there wasn't even a gun involved.
An officer.
Nothing.
You know, in my training in the military, a short time, very short time, I had to be trained in riot control. And so they put us all out there and gave us batons and helmets and face masks and all this. And then we got to play both parts, protesters and riot control. And I was trained. That it doesn't matter if they spit in your face. That doesn't matter what they say to you. As long as they are not harming you, you do nothing. You march forward. Yeah. You push them back. You do not attack. You do not hit unless attacked. You know, they give you a lot of training on even if you have to take somebody down. How to do that. And
what you don't get is, right? The melanin in black people's skin marks them as a dangerous person in these people's eyes. That exactly is literally how they think. They see a person with darker skin, and to them, it signals danger, fear response,
and that's
violence,
exactly what would have happened in New York, in City Park in New York, to Mr. Cooper, to Christian Cooper, because he was a black man and had a white woman accusing him.
And he had the nerve to tell her that she was doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And that's what set her off.
Yes. She was offended by that. And she told him, I will call the... Hi, Julie.
Oh, hi, John.
I had to get that out of the way. Yes. She told him, I'm going to call the cops and say that you're accosting me or threatening me. And he said, well, go ahead.
Yes, she made no bones about it. She told him what she
it was a plan. Yep. This is what I'm going to do. If you don't shut up and leave me alone, I'm going to call them and tell them you did something.
You know, that's called privilege.
That is, my friend, that is.
That's what privilege is. Privilege is when you can kill a black man on national TV, videotape on YouTube, and you know where that guy is right now? He's in his house trying to get food orders. And they have people outside his house protesting. And when he orders food, he's turning them away. And apparently he's a bachelor and doesn't have any food in his house. So he's sitting there with no food and no beer. But let me tell you what, he's outside. He should be in fucking jail somewhere.
He needs to be for his own protection.
You've got to go find him.
Yeah. Are you shitting me? You better. Are we talking about the cop?
Yeah.
Oh, no, he better not start no GoFundMe. No. You know what pisses me off is the fact that even in the face of overwhelming evidence of an officer obviously committing an illegal act that results in somebody's death, that the police association in Minneapolis and anywhere else is going to come out immediately and say, well, wait a minute now. He was fretful for his life. This situation, that situation, he didn't know what he was doing, blah, blah, blah. Bullshit. When you have overwhelming evidence like this, that association should stand up and say it, call it out for what it is. When you have,
and they're also having a hard time with that policy because every time a cop does something, 52 people whip out their phone. So they can't really get away with that very often anymore.
Not anymore.
It's on film.
And every time this happens, more people think about that. Whip out your phone. Videotape it. If you see a confrontation, videotape it.
You know? Absolutely. Be the media. Be the media.
Be the media, exactly. Yes. You know, nowadays, is social media the way it is? You know, that's how we found out about Aubrey out in Georgia. You know, if it hadn't been for that videotape, that was sitting there for several months, that just pisses you off too. There's another example that they waited, that there were people within the police department and within the legal community there in that county in Brunswick, Georgia, that saw that tape, that knew everything that happened, and still nothing. It wasn't until that video became public that they were forced into something. Forced.
And begrudgingly.
They didn't do anything.
Yes.
And all they did was get fired. That's it.
That's all. These guys, that's all so far. And I was really disappointed in the news conference this evening because one of them was I think it's I don't know if he's a federal guy or state guy. He made the comment there was other evidence that might point to a different conclusion. What? Fuck you. No, there's no other evidence. There's no other reason. There's nothing. There is nothing that they can produce that is going to excuse that officer's behavior for shit. For nothing.
Well, John, take
Huh.
that back, because there's evidence there were 3 other cops who were holding the man down with their feet pressing against his thighs, his legs, and the ankles. So they were in the background, but they were there, they did it, and one officer was attacking, almost, people who were asking for mercy for the man.
Exactly.
So they were there.
Yes. That is what's so heartbreaking is the bystanders around. We're pleading with the officers right there. Stop.
Let him go.
You're killing him. You know, nothing. The officer continued. And you know, if we stopped this show and went silent for 7 minutes, think of that. 7 minutes.
Yep.
The kind of shit you could think in those 7 minutes. What was in his head? What was causing him to continue and continue and continue in the face of people begging for him to stop? That's arrogance, baby. That's his entitlement.
Shit out of him.
It is contempt of cop. If you piss a cop off, he has every power to take your life and come up with some bullshit reason later. But in the moment, that's why it's so important that we have the right people in these positions. And all 4 of them officers they're not qualified to be officers. If a cop is going to stand there and watch another cop do something like that,
well, no, they're not.
They're not good cops. You're not a good cop. You're not upholding the law. You're protecting your buddy. The bullshit on this thin blue line shit. There is no thin blue line. You're either an American citizen upholding the law,
no,
or you're not. And in this case, he's not. He's a vigilante cop who thinks he can just sit there and squash your fucking neck because you pissed him off. That's all.
That's not why.
And you're black.
He squashed his neck
And
because he was black.
But you know,
yeah,
like I was trying to say earlier.
Go ahead, Dennis. Yeah. Because if he was a white man, this wouldn't have happened.
Handcuff somebody and put him on their
Yeah.
Wait a minute, John. If you take a guy, anybody, handcuff him behind their back and put them on the ground on their stomach, how long is it going to take them to get up where they can stand? Have you ever tried that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's not easy.
It takes a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like they're going to get up and dash away.
No, it's not.
No.
Yeah. You know, Bo,
Then what are you going to do? Your hands go behind your back.
Yeah, the first thing you're going to do is stuff your face in the dirt and then get your knees out. Yeah, no. Yeah, you're going to struggle. He wasn't trying to do that.
Bo, the fifth column had a good thing today where he talked about it. And, you know, he made some good points, like he always does, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But if anyone has this team, go when you get a chance to take a look at his check his take out on what he said about it, you know. And he's always on point. Yeah. He's been on point about all these other police killings and shit.
Here's the contrast is footage from the Michigan protests where white nationalists marched on the Capitol with their AR-15s.
Yeah.
And there was footage of one of them who backed into an officer and hit the shoulder in the officer with the butt of his rifle. And the officer said, "Excuse me, sir."
Excuse me,
Oh,
sir.
you got to be kidding me.
Excuse me, sir.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I'll check that
you're
shit
right,
down.
Mitch. No, it is. It's the color of their skin. That's exactly what all this is. Because Trayvon Martin wouldn't have been killed if he'd been white. You know, we could go through this whole freaking list. If they were white, they'd be alive. That's not what happens. Because you're right. Black equals threatening. Got to be scared.
Yeah, these are all the alpha males, right? These are all the strong, powerful alpha males.
Yeah, they're supposed
They
to
see
be
a black man.
cops, you know.
They see a black man and they shit
They piss
themselves
their
like little
pants.
fucking pussies.
They piss their pants. They work in packs, baby. That's why there was 4 of them standing there. Gary Spring. Wow, Gary donated $20 in Beaver Bucks through Super Chat and turned around and donated $2 more through Super Chat to Beaver Bucks for. You got Stu. Thank you, Gary Spring. We appreciate that tremendously.
He also said we can go up there and visit him in Canada and live there if we want. So
all right.
He gave us permission.
There you go, baby. I'm
Absolutely.
thinking this weather down here is getting mighty freaking hot. And then, huh? What about Minnesota, Keith?
Can Minnesota succeed to Canada?
That's, the question has been asked. Start a petition, buddy. Start a petition.
What's he going to do if we all show up on his doorstep? Well, we've had enough of this bullshit.
Ohio Dad 70, a.k.a. my buddy Joe. He just donated $5 through Super Chat and said, for those who don't wear a mask, I try to fart when they get too close. Let's see who they like, how they like that. They're spreading germs. I'm spreading gas. I love the way this man thinks. I really do. I talked to him the other day. Yeah. Can't wear a mask. Let me see if I can work one up here real good for you. And Anthony Romero just donated $5 through Super Chat. Anthony, we appreciate it tremendously. Travis and I were talking earlier. We're in a position next month, I believe, we're going to switch to once we get the router thing fixed. We're going to get bigger band, more width, more. We're going to loosen the belt. Our belly gets a little bit
The tech
bigger.
support's not too great. I'm going to leave it at that. That's just been my own personal.
Have you heard back from them yet?
No.
We're
just getting to that point was difficult.
Of the router.
Yeah.
That's the only recourse we have, evidently, is to go to the router company and go, hey, 1 week is not a good. That's not good.
Again, to be fair, things happen, but right now it's just I never like dealing with technical support, regardless, because normally it's not easy and straightforward, and this was no exception. So it's just a waiting game and going through hoops and shoots. It's no biggie. It's just it's dragging. It's dragging.
It's a $250 biggie.
Yeah, well.
1 week. Bullshit. Fix it. Give me another one. I'll take the same thing. Maybe it was a mistake. I'll accept that. Maybe it was just a bad one. Fine. Replace it.
Again,
Let's get on with it.
Computer parts and shit just go out.
Yeah, but I was just getting used to going down to
trust
the
me.
shop.
Trust me. We're all feeling it in the house. The internet is way slower than it was before. We had an outdated router, so yeah. I don't get me wrong.
We're back to that situation now of watching TV, which we get through the internet because we're slingers, and so when you have crappy internet, think about trying to watch a movie where you get like 30, 45 seconds of good solid. You're in the middle of a line, and then all of a sudden, boop, it's off, and it comes back about 10 seconds later and picks up. You lose that. What they say? What do he do? It's like, why are they all laughing? Or what the fuck? You just missed whatever punchline was, and that's what it's like living with this shit right now. Well, it just pisses everybody in the house off. Right in the middle of checking, it takes forever to load a page or some bullshit.
First world problems, really. Let's be honest.
Huh?
First world problems, really.
Yeah, little things that irritate the shit out of me.
Yep.
Oh well. Anyway, what's going on?
Hey guys, this is Keith. I'm going to run. A good friend of mine is here, white fella. Love him to death.
A white fella? All right, just because you. What are you trying to convince us there, Keith?
Just my guy.
Okay, a friend of yours. There you go, buddy.
Yep, we are going to clean up our weapons.
There you go. Keep them clean, buddy. Keep them well operating, as any weapon would be. Anyway,
so
Keith.
Sad to say here in Minnesota.
Yeah, just
so
stay
sad.
safe, buddy. Stay safe and take care of yourself. We'll keep you in our thoughts and, pray for the best, buddy. That's all we can do. Hope for everything.
Hoorah, Brutality.
Hoorah, buddy. Semper Fi, my friend.
Catch you guys later.
All right, bub. That's Keith. He's up in Minneapolis itself, and so we'll keep Keith in our in our thoughts down here as they progress through that time. And Tim Torkelson just donated $10 through Super Chat. Tim, we appreciate it very much.
Posted
buddy.
now I can bring this over here because that thing doesn't show you the little emojis.
Oh,
there.
I don't see this shit.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Ah, look at there.
Little thank you.
Well, thank you there. Boy,
Thank
I didn't
you.
know I
Well,
don't
thank
get to
you,
see
Tim.
them thing. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate it very much. No, why don't I get to see that shit?
That's because we use Streamlabs over there to give us global notifications from all the platforms at one time.
Huh. So, you get the good shit, and
I just get YouTube. I try to keep. I would like to communicate with the YouTube chat a little bit more, but it's a little difficult with how we got this set up at the moment. But we got good moderators out there taking care of everybody out there and making sure the peace is kept and all the trolls are at bay. So
we have good moderators in this family.
We do.
We appreciate them very much. Anyway, so what's going on?
Brazil.
Huh?
Brazil is poised to overtake the United States as the #1 COVID country. Those people are fucked.
It's devastating down there. It really is.
Their rate of increase is rising logarithmically. Worst case scenario predictions, especially in the heavily populated areas of Rio de Janeiro, Brasilia. There's several other cities in Brazil. There's 5 cities in Brazil that have 5 million people or more. Wow. Which is
This is going to be devastating. And if you think it's just going to stay there, I got news for you, baby. It's not.
Keep moving.
It's going to keep moving. You know, we
Guess who?
Go ahead.
Guess who's the biggest exporter to Brazil? Go on, guess.
Us.
China?
Right.
Us?
And China. And both of us are going to be hurting for business if everybody in Brazil dies. They have a huge market. You know, we don't realize that they have a huge market. South America is a huge market.
It is, yes.
There's a good people there. And Brazil is the 8th most populous country, and it's a huge area, and it's really being devastated on one end by the Amazon being burned down for money, and in the middle of the cities with inadequate health care, a totalitarian leader, just another charismatic crackhead game show host, fucktard like Trump running Brazil down there. So, it's a plague. I tell you, man, that's the real plague. The plague is totalitarianism.
Yeah.
And intolerance and racism.
And that's what Donnie wants here. That's what Donnie wants to be. A totalitarian what he said, government here. He wants to be a little mini.
We round him
authoritarian dictator. That's what he wants to be. He wants to control. That's his little display now over Twitter. If any company pisses him off, he'll bring down the power of the government on him. Because this is not.
Go
ahead.
I actually wish that Mark Zuckerberg would get a fine, but that's me.
I wish he'd get a little bit.
He's not going to.
It's a little dick. What it is they're afraid they're going to get sued. That's what it is. So again, it's about the money. They
it's all about life.
Yeah, it always is.
All about life.
Yes.
Let me give you a perfect example. Let's say you're the owner of Facebook, which we know it's a public company, but that's irrelevant. You're a majority shareholder.
Come on, Mark. Let's go talk.
And somebody finds out where somebody lives and doxes them on Facebook and stalks them and kills them. Okay?
Right.
Who's liable?
Who's
Not
liable?
Facebook.
No.
Not Facebook, because Facebook makes you give away your human rights, basically.
Yeah, when you sign up and agree to all that stuff, you give away every right to privacy you ever had.
Yeah.
They can take your information, and they are not responsible for what anybody else does with it.
Correct. So basically, Trump's activities, his man-baby activities today, are meaningless.
Yes.
Because the government has been proved there's so much precedent that the government cannot conduct a private company. They can't.
Well, what he did today, and he said it himself today, is, this is going to end up in the courts. That's what he wants. because it's another shit show. Will he win? No. He has no authority over the social media companies to do anything. The act they're talking about was
Because
back
it's a
in
constitutional
1990.
deal, yeah.
Yeah, 1990 something, 96, I think it was. That shit, I'm trying to remember because I read it just a little while ago. Has to do with a platform's responsibility in free speech, and again, I think it falls on you. You know, free speech is only up to a point. You can't yell fire in a theater. That's the typical line when free speech is explained. You cannot use it to harm somebody. The argument here is, well, Donnie's not harming anything. It's just his opinion that voter mail fraud exists rampantly across the nation. And that's what this is about. Donnie tweeted out that voter mail fraud, if you go by mail-in votes, it's rampant. No, it's not.
Well, his opinion and a couple pennies still won't get you.
Yeah, still won't get you shit. Not his opinion. But that's what this is about, that he is, again, setting up for November to, prevent you from voting by mail because they are expecting a big uptick in the fall. You know, everybody's saying that. The second wave, if it waits until the fall, with all the idiots running around on Memorial Day weekend, it might come sooner. We don't know.
Exactly.
But we know it's going to come in the fall, and it's going to be bad, and that's when we're all going to be out there voting.
Why do you think it's going to come in the fall? I'm interested to know.
Cold weather, just like the flu. There is a certain degree of truth to the heat, but only on open surfaces. You know, yes, it diminishes the germ when it's you touch something outside that's sitting in the sun all day. Yeah, but the half-life is still very long. You know, hours. That's half-life.
Yes.
What's that?
Okay.
Julie?
I was going to say, it's predicated on a premise, right?
Right.
The premise why we have the seasonal flu is because of the way our climate works, right?
Yeah.
When it's winter time, we're inside more. We're not
More
exposed
confined.
to each other. We're inside.
Right.
Okay? So that's what causes flu. Now we're stuck inside, and it's spring and summer, and we're basically stuck. We're really not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So there may be no seasonality to this. It may just be.
That's what they're saying.
Mass.
Yeah. It depends on the social activities. The virus is
no
amongst
evidence
us.
immunity is conferred.
Yeah.
So you can get it twice. That's
yeah.
another thing we don't know for sure.
See, that's the problem with this thing, and that what a lot of morons don't understand is there's so little we don't know about this virus. We know it kills more elderly people than younger people, but we know younger people are more susceptible to catching it. You know, they get it more often. The attitude that this administration has taken is, so what? So what? And we can't live as a society like that. If we're not willing to save each other, to stand up for each other, what the fuck we got left? And that's what, have no mistake, that's how come he's trying to turn this whole masking thing into a political fight. You know, so the minions on his side could act like badasses when they're walking around with the AR-15s, you know. I don't know what the problem is. They're wearing a mask when they're carrying their AR-15s. You see them up there at the State House? You know, they got them ninja. It's not for health reasons. It's for the scary look. You know, because when you go to protest at the state capitol, you want that really scary look like you just stepped out of Rambo. Yeah, go watch some more TV, asshole. Anthony Romero just donated $5 to Super Chat and said, I won $75 on the Mega Millions, so I'm sharing the wealth. Anthony, thank you very much, brother.
Anthony,
we appreciate it. I'm glad you won, buddy. Enjoy the rest of that, buddy. Old Bat with 2 cats just donated $10 to Super Chat and said, John, it's time to beat that doll on the desk. Take him out of the vice. So saith Old Bat with 2 cats. Diana Mallory donated $10 to Super Chat and said, oh, no, forget stocking up on toilet paper, going to stock up on coffee. No shit. That ain't no lie. Hold on now. We got to get. I got to loosen the vice to get him out.
I said that yesterday. I said, I'm out of coffee. That sucks.
Oh, he was tightened up in there. There he is. Ah, look at there. Yeah, it's got squashed balls. That's my damn it doll. And when we're not pounding the shit out of him, he's up there in the vise. That's a little vise up there. So I can put his balls in the vise and take pleasure in tightening it. I'm a weirdo in that way. I just kind of get pleasure. Wait a minute. Where's my... we moved everything. We've moved everything here recently.
What are you looking for?
Where's my voodoo dolls?
I know.
Wait a minute.
Oh, wait. I thought I just saw it. It's hanging right there.
That's right. I forgot where I put. They're right there. We got Donnie right there with a butt. It's a doll filled with elephant dung. It's elephant shit, which is what all Republicans are filled with. And then I have my this is from Tim Cormall out in Washington D.C. And this one is from Nana Lovely, I think. Tammy Ames. Who got it down in New Orleans, and it is a genuine, and believe me, yeah, they've gotten their workout because it's frustrating, and I do it. Besides that, I like putting his nuts in a vise and tightening them down and get personal pleasure out of this. Jane Mendenhall just donated $2 through Super Chat and said, "Fuck Trump." See, you just got to know how to read the language there. No.
I mean,
she didn't really say it.
I kind of understand the sentiment.
It's a code.
But I just want to make sure I don't make a fool of myself on show like I normally do and mess it up. You know what I mean? Like, what if it's code for something else?
Nope.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't, but just in case, it could be code.
It says "fuck Trump" right there. I'm guarantee you, we could bring in an expert and they'd verify that shit. Not a problem.
Real quick, John.
Yes, sir.
Just wanted say, Ben Stroud, I hope you're doing well.
Yes.
He's in recovery now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
I you last I seen. Can't wait to hear you again, buddy. And
yes,
listening.
Ben Stroud. And I want to give a shout out to Marianne McLaughlin up in Royal Oak, Michigan, baby. Mama and we sat down and read your letter today. And Marianne's upset. She thinks her sister died of COVID, and they're trying to say it was something else. And she had all the symptoms of COVID, everything, and Marianne's upset with them. And yeah, I feel for her. She lost her sister Jennifer, and another blow to the Ludot family. We have loved ones out here. We have a whole big family. The YouTube family, over 11,000. The Facebook family is over 18,000. We have a large family here, and so many of them are hurting. And baby, just know that you're in our thoughts. Oh.
We'll offer up some good news.
Sure. Give me some good news.
As you know, I'm proud to be a Freemason, and Facebook, one of the reasons I stay in Facebook is because that's one of the ways that I meet brother Freemasons from all over the country and all over the world.
Right.
And the good part is that you get to make a lot of friends who you already have something in common with. Right. And secondly, you get to share in people's sorrow when things don't go their way. And it has a happy ending, don't worry.
Yeah.
I saw a Facebook post by one of my brothers, Steve, and he said, "I have 103.5 fever. Oh. I'm going to the hospital. I'll put an update here." And we didn't hear from him for 18 hours after that. And he finally got on Facebook from the hospital, and he said, "I'm okay. My fever's coming down. They didn't have to put me on a ventilator. I'll be okay." He was hospitalized for a couple days. He's just came home day before yesterday, and it looks like
Outstanding.
he's going to recover.
Well, good.
So there's some good news out there.
Outstanding.
We're making it. And Steve is a high risk guy, you know, so
yeah,
he can make it. We might be able to just make it through this. It's not a death sentence.
no,
Yeah.
no, and if you get, you know, we fight like hell, like you know, it's the only thing you can, you know, try to force your body to fight it, but you know, seek mental attention.
Stories.
You know,
there's good stories out there every day. We just gotta see through the bullshit to see them, you know, and find them. You know, they're out there. You know, there's people doing good things. You know, it's just we see more of the ugliness than we do these days. That's what's disappointing.
I'm trying to keep my brother in my thoughts. I want y'all to keep him in yours too, please. He broke both hips now. Broke his hip the other night. His second time very soon together. Came through the surgery fine. Unfortunately, he's got very bad lung problem, and so they got him on oxygen and they got tubes on him and shit. And my other brother went to go see him, and no response, no recognition there at all. So, my other brother thinks that, yeah, he's in bad shape and has been for a while. So,
I tell you, I know how that feels to not be recognized. Like I said before, you know, my grandmother had Alzheimer's for 13 years, and that's how I had to grow up knowing her. And it just got worse.
Yeah, he's got dementia real bad. Parkinson's disease has just really devastated him. And
there was no medications or any kind of thing.
Yeah.
When she died in '92, she was diagnosed with it in '79 too. So that's a long time, you know. And it's hereditary. We've had other family members with it, you know, and there's a good chance, you know, if we look at the hereditary and all that, there's a chance my brother could catch it. You know, it's like one of those things we have to think about. You know, his dad had it. His dad passed away from it. You know, it's scary. It's scary for sure.
Yeah. You know, we don't know the time or manner, but we all will pass at one point or another. It doesn't make it any easier for any family member to have to say goodbye to anybody. That's why it's always important to keep in your mind the walk you're walking, the path you've taken down this life.
Work it out.
And try to look back and be happy with what you see. Be a good citizen. Wear a mask. Do the right thing. If you see an injustice, speak up. If you see somebody being bullied or intimidated, stand with them. You don't have to get into it with the bully, or just go stand with them. Just your presence could make a big difference. There's so many things we see and walk by in life. Give the guy in the corner holding the sign $1 if it's not going to break you. You know, there's just so many little things in life that we can do to demonstrate not only for your own inner good, but for others around you that see you do something good. It is contagious. You know, if somebody sees somebody do something nice, they might want to do something nice for somebody else. That's the way I kind of look at things. So as you go through your day, try to make it the best day you can for yourself. And if you have the opportunity to help somebody, help them. Uplift them. Give them a smile, if nothing else. And be proud of who you are. I am. And I like to hold my head up when I go to town, baby. Anyway, names are going by, so I guess that's our time tonight. I want to thank everybody for coming by. Thank everybody in our Facebook and YouTube family. We appreciate your time here. It is the most important thing in life, and we're lucky that you get to share a little bit with us. Anyway, trying to sound all intelligent and shit. But, man, we appreciate you being here, buddy. Always, Dennis, always appreciate your voice in here.
Ben, I see he made it through his operation fine.
Good deal. Good deal. Well, Ben, take care of yourself. Family's waiting here. And on the same token, Deborah Gerlach, as soon as you can start talking, baby, we need your voice in the Blue Room. We miss you. She has been going through a long period of surgeries and treatments and everything. She is one tough lady from New York City, and we are looking forward to seeing her back as soon as possible. And to all our Blue Dot family members that have family members that, y'all know what I mean. Shit.
We know. We definitely, yeah.
We know.
Yeah. Anyway, Mitch, buddy, always a pleasure when you bring Julie in to see us.
Oh, well, it's a pleasure. I'm going to shout out to all the viewers. I want everyone to hear. My wife not only engineered the selling of our old house during a fucking plague, but also got the closing date moved up so that we don't have to make another mortgage payment against the house we're not living in. So hooray for Julie, sold our old house. Closing is in next week. So she's
beautiful
the most wonderful
and smart. What more could you ask for, buddy? How in the hell did you score that?
I'm going to come to Texas one day. I'm going to knock on your door. You're going to pull it open, and I'm going to stick out my hand, and I'm going to pass you a big burning Bob fucking Marley, and you and I are going to have a long afternoon. Road trip. Anytime, my friend. Boy.
I would love to share that joint with you. I really would. SC, thank you.
Yes, sir.
You are bringing Julie, right?
Oh, Julie, yeah.
Oh, okay,
Julie, yes.
Okay, then it's cool. All right. I love you, Mitch. I love you dearly, buddy.
She want to see you. She wants to see the donkey.
She wants to see my ass. That's what it is. Just call it like it is. And she is right outside my window. That's my sweetie. She got a big old pile of grass today because we was pulling up some old tall grass and we was collecting it all up and taking it all to her. She loved it. Anyway, SC, always a pleasure to have you here. Glad you're taking care of Tallahassee and the area up there.
Yeah, I'm like I say, I'm doing my best in my own private nation.
There you go, baby. Take care of it. And we're glad you're here, buddy, all the time. And TW.
Well, it's good to be here.
Yeah, of course it is. What finer company could you find?
Yeah, I tell you what, I enjoy this, and I kind of like I've got addicted to it.
That's what we are addicting.
I hate to say it, I hate it when I know there might be a chance I'll be able to get there, and I've got to where I'm like trying to plan my day around this thing.
Well, we appreciate it, man. This as family should be. That's what this is.
Yeah. John's kind of like the rash. You just can't get
rid of him. Itches like crazy. You ought to see a doctor for that shit. Maybe spread.
You ought to try living in the same house as
Hey. Hey.
See, now we're hearing the truth.
Yeah. Beatings will continue until morale improves around here.
Hey, at least the breakfast is amazing, though.
That's right. Breakfast is good around here. Who
Yes,
cooks breakfast around here?
You.
That's right. Anyway, I'm a breakfast guy. I like it today. Omelets. We had omelets, hash browns, sausage. I forgot the refried bean. Damn it. I just now thought about that.
Oh, well.
I forgot the refried
Well, it's a little late now.
I know it. Tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. TW, thank you, buddy, for being here. We always appreciate your voice, whether it's talking or singing. Buddy, we appreciate it all the time. And that's what makes up this family. And before we go,
I'll try to do what I can do.
You're doing a hell of a good job, Brownie. I mean, TW. Anyway, Gary Spring donated $2 more in Beaver Bucks. Buddy, we appreciate it all the way from Canada. Thank you very much. I want to thank all our friends in Canada, in the UK, in Australia, in India, just anywhere you're listening from. We appreciate you being a part of this. It can only come to good, baby, because that's what we're fighting for. I love this family. Y'all take care. Y'all know what tomorrow is. It's Beer and Bud Friday, baby. So go ahead and put the beer on the ice. Tuck that nice little Cavendish, whatever you have, in your pipe. Get ready for tomorrow, and we'll burn it up. We'll have our next family meeting here Sunday night, so we'll look for you then. I love everybody in this family, baby. We appreciate you tremendously. Y'all take care, and we'll see y'all later. So y'all say goodnight.
Good night, everybody.
Go, baby. All right, we'll see y'all later. Take care.